Golden Radio Hour.
Elegy, starring Blair Underwood with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by Charles Beaumont. Heard in the cast were Jeff Lupetin, Christian Stolte, and Joby Cerny. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to obtain audio cassettes and CDs of these programs, visit our website at twilightzoneradio.com. The producers of The Twilight Zone wish to thank CBS Enterprises, Carol Serling, Dennis Etchison, Dick Brescia Associates, Claire Simon Casting, Terry Jennings, XM Satellite Radio, Sirius Satellite Radio, our sponsors, and our radio affiliates for helping make this series possible. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari for Falcon Picture Group. Doug James speaking.
There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
Kirby,
Yes, Captain.
give me the readings.
Course stable, 7.9 off vertical axis.
That's why I can't stand up straight.
Speed 2650, steady she goes.
How close are we to that asteroid?
In range, gravity detector starting to read. Say 100,000, give or take.
Piece of cake.
We still have to maneuver for a landing. Fuel supply.
Well, Captain, let me put it this way. If I was back home in my car, I'd pray for a steep hill so I could put her in neutral and coast all the way down.
That bad, huh?
I think the expression is running on fumes.
What's the terrain?
Spectrographics coming in.
And?
Not too hot, not too cold. Volcanic activity, a million or so years ago.
We are hitting atmosphere.
At least it's got an atmosphere.
How much oxygen?
I'm trying to get a reading.
Deceleration chairs.
Just a minute.
Now!
Better do it, Pete.
All right, Myers, I'm going.
Firing retro rockets.
The fuel tank's empty, Captain.
Anybody got a parachute?
Hang on.
Angle looks good.
Thank heaven for small favors.
The surface is coming up fast. I'll try to level her out. Nose up. Up!
Nobody say anything. I want to remember this magic moment.
Oh. Ooh. Everything seems to be in one piece, except for the communications module. And it sounds like we damaged the tail assembly.
Instruments are still working.
How's the atmosphere?
Take a reading.
20.95 parts oxygen.
Yeah, right.
78.09 parts nitrogen.
That's impossible.
I don't get it. That's air.
Don't look a gift horse in the chops. Gravity?
1 unit to 0.99.
Are you sure?
See for yourself, Captain.
I don't believe it.
You got something better to believe, Myers?
But that's incredible. Conditions identical to Earth, and yet we're
655 million miles away from Earth. Let's get the airlock open.
Hold up, Pete.
What for? I'm sick of breathing recirculated air, eating freeze-dried tofu, and we're almost out of that.
The instruments could be wrong.
What's the difference? We aren't going anywhere for a while. We can't even radio for help till we fix the module.
The man has a point.
I suppose you're right. At least put on your helmets.
Forget it. If this is all she wrote, then I'm ready for it, one way or another.
I'm afraid I'm with Pete on this, Captain. Either we die now or we die later, starving to death like dogs.
All right, open it. Now, this isn't an order, but I'd recommend everyone take a very deep breath.
Time, the future. Place, a dark corner of the universe millions of miles from planet Earth. The main characters, 3 men. William Weber, captain. Peter Kirby, navigator. Carl Myers, geologist and science consultant. Each distinct from the others, but all sharing a common dilemma. They are lost. And like any long-haul explorers, they want to go home. Not their home necessarily, that would be too much to hope for. But at this point, any old port in a storm will do, especially for those who have veered off course and into the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone, and our story, Elegy, starring Blair Underwood, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Captain's notes. We've made a rough landing, but no injuries. According to our instruments, the atmosphere is breathable, so we've opened the airlock. It's hard to believe, but the temperature is that of a spring day on Earth. And it smells clean.
Well, I'll be.
Get the ladder into position. Watch your step.
How many miles did you say we were from Earth?
Too many.
Time for a reality check. You see the same thing I see, Captain?
What do you see?
Open country, farmland. Kirby?
Affirmative. Acres of grass, trees. I grew up in a place like this, in the Midwest.
And those hills. They're settled granite, I'm sure. Eroded over thousands of years of wind, rain. I don't get it.
Neither do I.
Wait a minute. I do. Don't you see? We're back on Earth.
Come off it, Kirby.
I'm serious. The instruments are all screwed up. Some way or another. Don't ask me how. We got turned around, and now here we are, right back where we started. Oh, man. That is rich. Only one thing's missing. A brass band.
Maybe they forgot about us.
It's an interesting theory. Except for one thing. As far as I know, Earth has never had 2 suns in the sky.
You're right. But the temperature's perfect. That means they're smaller than our sun. Added together, they put out just enough energy to duplicate conditions on our own planet, including evolution.
And the people learned to build farmhouses exactly like ours.
What?
If that's not a barn over there painted red, then it's a pretty good imitation of one.
What in the name of...
Better check it out. Be careful, men. We don't know what we're dealing with yet.
What do you call this? A Martian?
I'd call it a hound dog. Hey there, boy.
How come he's not moving?
He's taking a nap in the shade. I don't blame him, do you?
What the heck is that?
By the barn, it's called a tractor. They were internal combustion vehicles used in the 20th and 21st centuries before the Total War.
So we are on Earth 300 years ago.
Negative. We're not equipped for time travel.
Okay, you explain it.
I can't. The only thing I know for sure is that we're not on Earth.
And we are
what are you... Hey! Hey, you over there, by the barn!
What's the matter? Can't he see us?
He's turned the other way. Looks like he's taking a rest.
Leaning on his...
It's a pitchfork. He was using it to load hay into the wagon.
Some outfit.
Overalls. Farmers wore them with straw hats, just like that one. He even has a red bandana in his back pocket.
Well, I suggest we ask him the way to the Emerald City.
Excuse me, sir. My name is Captain Weber. My men and I... Sir? Sir, I hate to bother you, but that's our ship over there. We've crash-landed. If you can tell us... Sir... Sir, can you hear me?
What's the matter with him?
Seems to be in some sort of trance.
Are his eyes open?
Yes, but
Move your hand in front of his face.
nothing. As if he's...
Don't touch him.
It's all right. His skin's warm, but there's no respiration. He seems to be frozen in place.
Well, let's move on.
Say that again. This is giving me the creeps.
We'll recon the surrounding area. There may be others.
Oh, now this is what I call a lake.
That's what anyone would call it, Pete.
Easy, easy. Be sure the bridge will hold.
Feels solid to me. We ought to take off these flight suits and jump in.
No, thanks.
Why not?
Well,
Go on, say it. You can't swim, can you?
not as such.
Oh, the big scientist. Wait a minute. Maybe we can find some water wings for you.
Let's get a move on. We have a lot of ground to cover.
Back home, we had a swimming hole. Man, on a hot day, I thought I was in heaven. We'd go skinny dipping.
Right in all that pollution.
Nah, before the government closed the rivers. They were even fishing it. You could even see them jumping in the air. You ever go fishing, Captain?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did. In the mountains. The runoff from the snow was clean. Yeah, you could eat the fish if you wanted to and not get sick.
I don't see any fish in this water.
We better keep moving. We don't know when the suns go down. We should be back at the ship before dark, just to be safe.
Good point.
Maybe they don't have fish here.
That's a possibility if the planet's evolution took a different turn.
Hey, there's somebody.
I don't see anything.
On the opposite bank. Plaid shirt. See him? Sitting there with a fishing pole. Hey, mister! Hey, mister!
Kirby's right. Folding chair, wicker basket, the whole setup. Looks like the guy's got it made.
Let's hope this one talks to strangers.
Hi there, fella. How's it going? Fish biting today? Mum's the word, huh?
Let me try. Sorry to bother you, sir, but you might say we're lost. If you could give us directions to the nearest town.
Don't waste your breath. This one's a stiff, too.
Maybe he's asleep.
If he is, he's done well for himself. This basket is called a creel, and it's full of fish. Quite a haul.
Fresh?
Smells like it.
Hold on. Is that a bottle of beer next to him?
It is indeed. Only, it's empty.
Well, where's he got the cold one stashed? Fella, can you hear us? Do you even know we're here?
Can't see his face.
Lift up the brim of his hat.
Okay, here goes. Sorry, nothing personal. I just like to look a man in the eye when I talk to him, even if he doesn't talk back.
What did you do?
Nothing, just barely touched him and he fell over.
Well, at least we know he's not a statue. No pulse, like the farmer. But his skin feels real.
Sit him up again, exactly the way we found him.
I get it.
Get what?
He's off the clock.
Way off.
What's that supposed to mean?
Pete and I used to joke about it in flight school. Now, there are 24 hours in a day, but sometimes that's not enough.
You're not kidding.
All my life, I've wanted extra time to read a book, write a novel.
Or go fishing, spend some time in the country, meet a girl and get married, or just take a nap for crying out loud. but I was too busy. We all were. So the only answer is to fit some extra hours into the day. Hours that don't show up on the clock, that don't count.
I don't see.
Look at it like this. What if you could stop time? For a few minutes or a few hours? At least as far as everybody else is concerned. Think of what you could do. They stand there, frozen, while you run off and do whatever it is you need to do. Then, when you're finished, you run back and time starts again. They move and walk and talk and go on with what they were saying, and they never so much as know you were gone.
Is that a plan or what?
I wish we could have done something like that on the ship. If I'd had time for pure, uninterrupted thought, I might have, I don't know, perfected Sheldrake's theory of causative formation while the ship ran itself.
That's right, and get home to find you've won your own Nobel, right? Now, we make planetfall, and we run into these people, if that's what they are, and it's as if we've finally done exactly that, taken ourselves off the clock, at least temporarily.
Permanently would be fine by me.
Nice theory, Captain. I'm afraid there are reasons, though, why it wouldn't work.
I am sure there are. It's just a thought. If I were a science fiction writer, I could have some fun with it. But we've got more important things to do, like finding out what options we have, now that we're here.
Say, I'm hearing things.
I hear it, too. Seems to be coming from the top of the ridge beyond that grove of trees.
That must be where the town is. We were close after all. Sounds like you got your brass band, Pete.
I like it. Maybe they got a ticker tape parade, too.
One way to find out. Captain's Journal. We appear to be on the main street of a Midwestern American town. Ahead of us is the square, complete with steeple, clock, and ivy-covered walls.
Captain, did you notice?
What's that?
There are no hands on the clock.
Duly noted. The music's louder. I hope this recorder can pick it up. Sounds like a Sousa march. There's a bandstand, flags, bunting, and a sign that says, Inauguration Ceremony, welcome Mayor Finch. The musicians are all in uniform.
Just one thing. They're not really playing.
Kirby's right. Nobody's moving. Not even Mayor Finch. He's holding a silk hat. Photographers in front of the crowd about to take his picture, but nothing's happening. It's like a movie set with 100 extras all waiting for someone to yell action.
The question is, who's directing?
I'm going to look around. Weber, out.
The music's coming from that loudspeaker near the platform. It's being piped in from somewhere. Pre-recorded, no doubt.
Concert's over.
I wonder who turned it off. Any ideas, Professor?
Well, I suppose it could all be part of a carefully orchestrated illusion.
That's as good an explanation as any. Now, maybe we're being made to see and hear what we hoped we'd find here. The sights and sounds of home. But they got it wrong. It's 300 years before our time.
Who's they?
Or it could be that time itself is somehow suspended in this place.
So we really are off the clock.
It's all relative. Time may have, in a sense, speeded up for us or slowed down for them.
You mean they might actually be moving?
It's possible.
Then why can't we see it?
You can't see the movement of a clock's hands. Nevertheless, they move.
Yeah, when there are hands.
Do you believe what you're saying?
Of course not.
Hey, everybody. Sir, ma'am, what's the matter with you people? Are we invisible or something?
Don't take it personally. By the looks of them, they don't see anything.
They might as well be statues.
But they're not statues. Here, feel one. You, sir, shake hands with the captain. See what I mean? They feel like flesh and blood.
Yeah, Kirby's right. More of the same.
Whoever, or whatever, is responsible, they've created a perfect imitation of the real thing all over this asteroid.
For what purpose?
I don't have a clue. The expenditure of time and effort is considerable. Not to mention the science involved. The skin on these pseudo-people must be a new polymer compound. And the clothing, all duplications of Earth fabrics.
I wonder... never mind.
Say it.
Well, we must not be the first to land here.
But this asteroid's not on the charts.
Then, who were they modeled after?
Maybe somebody real is still here.
Where?
Could be anywhere. The streets, the buildings. I say we separate. We'll meet back here in an hour.
Well, it's better than huddling together like frightened children.
All right. Pete, you go that way, Carl. See where the street leads and take some readings while you're at it.
All right.
I'll cover the buildings along this side, starting with the hotel. Remember, 1 hour. Are your watches set?
Yeah.
Yes. Don't ask me what to set it to, though. Earth time or something else entirely.
Captain's notes. The awning says the hotel is called the Ritz Arms. Kind of quaint. It would be considered ritzy, I guess, in a small town. Glass front. Nothing moving inside that I can see. I should have brought the Visicam to record this. There's a clerk behind the desk, not moving, of course. And this is classic. There's an alcove off to one side. I can see 4 men seated around a table. A green lampshade, money. I think they're playing poker. Or they were before they stopped moving. And there's a waitress with a tray full of drinks. The big winner seems to be a little man with a gray mustache. Not your typical gambler, but he's all set to rake in the chips. He looks mighty happy. Hey, fella. Wonder what cards he's got here. I don't think he'll mind if I take a peek. 4 big, beautiful aces. Nice work. Oh, hold on. If I'm not mistaken, that's a waltz coming from upstairs. Music seems to be in one of the rooms. Hello? Hello? Anybody here? Oh, sorry. Excuse me. This room is definitely occupied. There's a candlelit table, I see an ice bucket, and a bottle of champagne. The music is canned. The couple is posed in a slow dance. She has a rose in her teeth, and he's got her bent back in a dip, kissing her throat. But what is she doing with him? A short, ugly man. Looks like he's never had a girlfriend in his life. But she's a real beauty. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm beginning to see a pattern. The theme seems to be dreams really can come true. But whose dreams? Who's fulfilling them? For what purpose? Weber out. For now. Find anything?
Nope. At least nothing that moves.
Pete?
Not really, except for...
What?
You guys better see this for yourselves. Come with me.
Where is it?
Just around the corner. You're not going to believe this, but I think it's what they called a carnival.
That's what it is, all right. The Midway. Those booths along either side, people could win various trinkets of low value by throwing baseballs at steel milk bottles or firing toy rifles at targets.
I was wondering.
A test of skill for amusement. Also the urge to gamble for those with a predilection for obsessive-compulsive behavior.
What's in the tent?
Oh, just some men in swimming trunks.
Win $500, go 2 rounds with Tiger Loomis. Oh.
It's not a real tiger.
No kidding, genius.
Let's have a look inside.
That must be Tiger with the stripes on his trunks.
Yeah, the one lying down in the ring.
Boy, some crowd, huh? Almost as many as the town hall, complete with sound effects.
2 pugilists, duking it out, as they say. A primitive display of testosterone poisoning.
Check out the other guy with his hand raised. That, my friends, is what's known as a potbelly.
Yes, but why?
Too many carbohydrates, not enough exercise, plus a certain genetic predisposition.
But why would he be the one who wins?
Must have been a lucky punch. Looks like old Tiger's down for the count.
Interesting.
I think it's creepy. All these imitation people posed every which way.
What do we have over there?
I believe it's called a sideshow. Scantily clad young ladies who dance for the crowd, which is primarily male.
That's nothing. Check out the stage at the end. See? I was saving the best for last. Get an eyeful of this.
Some sort of contest, a sign.
Beauty queen chosen today.
Step right up, gents. You got your blondes, your brunettes, your redheads, your tall ones, your short, stubby ones. Take your pick.
I'd say the judges have already made their selection.
Cast your eyes on Miss Lakewood County. Some bathing suit, huh?
Mm-hmm. It was called a bikini, after the location of the first atom bomb test.
Of course, if you like them a little more curvy, there's always Miss Midvale. A little on the hefty side for me. Personally, I like Miss Vernon County in the strapless white two-piece.
And they all lost.
Kind of breaks your heart, don't it?
The one they've chosen with the ribbon and the crown.
Miss Wanda Bertolini from Stockton, California.
A little long in the tooth, isn't she?
39 if she's a day. Freckles, frizzy hair, the whole bit.
And yet, she's won against all those beauties.
There ain't no accounting for taste.
Perhaps the competition was rigged.
Yes. But why?
Your Majesty, my compliments to the judges. I don't blame them. They think you're the prettiest one of all. Wear it with pride, but tell me something, Your Majesty. What's wrong with you? I mean, you can't even move a muscle, like everybody else in this crazy asteroid. Answer me. Go on. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Answer me.
Easy, Pete.
Ah, you can have it. Everything about this place is nuts.
Where are you going? Wait! Now, Pete, don't let it get to you. None of us knows what's going on. But until we figure it out...
I'm sorry, all right? But you know how long we've been on that ship? Now we sit down and what do we find?
We all feel the same way.
Sure we do. But it's like somebody's trying to trick us into something or drive us batty. Something that doesn't even think like us. But it's got our number. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you.
You've got to pull yourself together.
I'm pulling, all right? But if we just had some idea, some clue about what the deal is here in this crummy place.
How are you fixed for ideas, Carl?
I don't really have a theory yet. Of course, it's highly improbable, but...
So is the fact that we're here. Come on. Any theory is better than none.
Well, I've begun to think that all of this... it just might be some sort of museum.
Come again, Professor?
We're millions of miles from Earth. It's possible that the inhabitants of this planet, whoever they are or were, developed a very advanced technology. Let's say they had a super powerful scanning device based on some new principle. Over the years, they observed Earth and decided to build replicas of what they observed. Perhaps they even took specimens to use as models.
That would explain the accounts of alien abductions.
If that's true, where are these inhabitants now?
Gone, perhaps, having moved on and left all this behind.
They could be in hiding.
Then we'd better explore the rest of it. Or as much as we can in one day.
At least they had taste. Take the residential street we're on now. It's right out of the late 19th century. Old-growth trees, Victorian houses.
Why this era?
Why any of it? It must have interested them. Though for what practical purpose, I can't imagine.
Maybe just to please themselves. This is the way it was on Earth a few centuries ago. I've seen pictures, the streets, the houses, everything laid out so peacefully.
You guys like it here?
I would, if I knew it was real. If I could be sure it wasn't all going to vanish in a puff of pink smoke.
It's an okay place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live here.
Well, you better get used to it. This is going to be home for a while.
Charming.
Which one?
The largest house, there across the street.
Well, that one's a mansion.
Isn't it lovely? Think of the freedom, the space to move about.
You want it, it's yours.
Yes, that's true, isn't it?
Why not? I don't think anyone will mind, least of all the old fella in the chair on the porch.
Another stiff.
It's actually quite realistic, the way they've got him sitting there reading the paper. What's the date on the front page?
Hey there, old-timer. You don't care if we look around, do you? Check out the inside.
Not at all, gentlemen. You are most welcome.
Jeez Louise! He talks!
Forgive us, sir.
You all look as though you've seen a ghost.
We assumed that you were like the others.
Oh, no.
I'm Captain Weber.
The name is Wickwire, Jeremy Wickwire.
Ah, our pleasure. Peter Kirby, my navigator.
Hi.
Carl Myers.
How do you do?
Can't believe you're real.
Isn't everybody?
We used to think so.
Not around here.
Oh, the others are nothing to be afraid of. Really, they're not.
We have so many questions. I don't know where to start.
We can talk inside. Some tea, perhaps. Please, gentlemen, won't you come in? One lump or two?
Oh, don't go to any trouble. It's better than what we're used to. Believe me.
I don't know about you, Captain, but I must have my tea this time of day. I wouldn't feel complete without it.
Oh, it tastes great. Nice and hot. Beats the heck out of that tang.
I'll say. A remarkable collection of artifacts you have here.
Artifacts?
The oriental rugs, the tapestries, all this furniture. I've never seen anything to compare.
It provides a certain level of comfort.
Must have cost you a fortune.
Oh, not me personally. We had it built for a Mr. Let me see, Jenkinson, I believe it was.
You mean the pieces aren't antiques?
Oh, heavens no. They were made to the client's specifications. At the last moment, however, he changed his mind, decided he really wanted to be a knight in shining armor. So now he's over in the medieval section, slaying a dragon.
Then there's more that we haven't seen.
Dear me, yes, we have many sections. Rome, Egypt, the Wild West. But the one we're in right now is very popular. It represents a period when creature comforts were most abundant, before peace in the world became impossible.
By the world, you mean?
Earth.
Mr.
Wickwire.
I don't know where to begin. You see, we are from Earth.
Yes, of course.
We were on a routine geological flight in search of ore to be mined. We ran into a meteor storm and, well, it knocked out some of our equipment and put us off course. That was 6 months ago.
Really? That long?
Feels a lot longer, believe me.
Please, go on.
We saw this asteroid and landed as well as we could. But there's no more fuel. We're going to have to stay here until we can repair the communications module and signal for help.
They'll think our ship was destroyed without an SOS beacon.
I see. Then you're not from the Glades.
The what?
I've been expecting them. I'm due for a delivery.
From Earth?
May I ask a question about the Earth? Did they, by any chance, have that atomic war?
Not as such. A cluster of smaller wars almost simultaneously.
Most of the Earth's surface was destroyed. We're still picking up the pieces.
Oh, dear me, that is bad news. More tea, gentlemen.
Mr. Wickwire, explain some things to us before we go out of our minds.
Certainly, but you do look hungry.
And you can say that again.
Let me fix us a light lunch first, Then we'll talk.
No, Mr. Wickwire. Explain some things to us before we go out of our minds.
If you like.
Where are we?
Why, you're in a memorial park.
A memorial?
More commonly known as a cemetery. Didn't you know? Please, make yourselves at home. I'll be back in no time.
Did he say cemetery?
Well, at least we know more than we did.
You act like nothing's happened.
Nothing has happened yet.
Just give it time.
What would you suggest we do?
I'd suggest that you...
Settle down, fellas. Getting upset isn't going to help.
Help who? There isn't anybody to help us. That old man's off his rocker. This place is some kind of loony bin.
Shut up and sit down.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I don't like it. We're sitting around having tea, and we don't even know where we are.
It doesn't make any difference where we are. This is where we're going to stay until we can send a distress signal, unless he happens to have some rocket fuel and a tail fin assembly lying around. So for now, all we can do is make the best of it.
Yeah, we don't have to like it, do we?
Be patient. Everything will be explained, I'm sure.
You mean you trust that guy?
A little more trust might have saved our world, Pete.
I say something about him is screwy. What's he so happy and well-adjusted about?
Well, look at the way he lives. He's got everything he wants, even if it is a reproduction.
Quiet. Here he comes.
I've brought some sandwiches and a bottle of wine. I trust we'll make quick work of it.
You can say that again. I haven't had a drink in I don't know how long.
And after that, coffee. It's brewing now. Meanwhile, a glass for each of us. Do you mind if I pour?
Very kind of you, Mr. Wickwire.
May I propose a toast?
Please.
To peace, my friends. Eternal, everlasting peace.
I'll drink to that.
We all will.
Excellent wine.
Glad you like it. This is a special occasion. I thought it was worth opening a bottle.
Liebfraumilch, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Mr. Wickwire, we're still a bit confused. You said we were in a cemetery. What did you mean?
Mean?
Yeah, why would there be a cemetery here?
Perhaps you could elaborate.
Certainly. But before I explain the details, you must give me some information.
If you like.
If your dearest wish could be granted, what would it be?
I'm not sure I understand.
What would you like to be doing most? Where would you choose to be right now?
That's easy. Back on the ship, headed for home.
And you, Captain?
I'll go along with that.
So will I.
Splendid. Oh, one other thing. When you left Earth, what was the date?
September?
No. The year.
2280.
Really? 20 to 80? When you arrived, I thought you were the men from Happy Glades, but you couldn't be.
We're still not following you. What's Happy Glades?
The world's greatest mortuary. At least, it used to be. The management hit upon this scheme as a service to the few who could afford it.
The scheme being...
Why, this little asteroid. Moriarty bought it and paid well to keep it off the maps.
For what reason?
Simple, really. You see, the plan was to recreate conditions in which the dearly departed would be most happy. A favorite setting, a desired event. For example, if one had always wanted to be elected mayor, he'd achieve his ambition here for all eternity.
So those people outside, they're all...
Oh, not all of them, just the select few. The rest are imitations. Simulacra, we call them, for effect.
In other words, this is the place where your dreams come true after you've stopped dreaming.
Yes, that might be a way of putting it. Very good.
But a cemetery in the middle of space? Your boss, Moriarty, he could have bought a piece of property anywhere in the desert, say, away from everything.
Oh, no, you don't understand at all. Happy Glades promises eternal peace, everlasting peace. You couldn't have that on Earth, now could you? Especially with the wars you've described.
He has a point.
Let's finish the wine, shall we? It doesn't keep well once it's opened.
Thank you.
Cheers. Would you like some music?
What kind?
A somewhat limited repertoire, but there are all kinds of pieces for the player piano, popular, classical.
Classical might be nice.
Ah, yes, something soothing to fit the mood. Mozart or Brahms.
A good choice.
I thought so. Drink up, gentlemen, before I bring the coffee. Unless you'd like something more to eat. I have some tea cakes in the kitchen.
What about you?
Me?
Yes. How do you fit in?
Why, I'm the caretaker. It's my job to make sure that our guests are not disturbed.
This mortuary, or whatever it is, when was it built?
Let me see. The year was 2177, I believe.
It's almost 100 years ago. That makes you a little on the elderly side, doesn't it, Mr. Wickwire?
Oh, you force me to an embarrassing admission. You see, I'm not actually human. When you're gone, I'll go back to sleep, as it were, until I'm needed again. I go on and off, like a machine. You understand now?
Sure. Nothing complicated about that. He goes on and off.
I've apparently been turned off for several decades.
One thing, Mr. Wickwire, we're not going anywhere. We can't. We're staying here, at least for the time being.
Yes, I know.
You said something about when we're gone.
Oh, a figure of speech, Captain. I meant departed. Gone on, as it were.
Jim, you know what he's saying.
What's the matter, Carl? You're pale. And you're perspiring. What in the...
Something wrong with the wine. The old man. He didn't drink any of his.
You're right. Why? Why didn't you, Wickwire?
I told you not to trust him. I told you. Oh, he's poisoned us.
We meant you no harm.
I realize that, and I'm sorry. Truly I am.
Give us the antidote. Give us the antidote.
There is no antidote, Captain. Even now, the eternifying fluid is coursing through your veins. It won't be painful, I assure you.
Please. You've got to stop it.
Oh, my dear friends, can't you understand? I have no control in these matters. I'm only a machine.
But why? Why us?
Because you're here and you're men. And while there are men, there can be no peace. Surely you've seen ample evidence of that on Earth.
What are you going to do with us?
There are several possibilities, but as you said, your preference is to be on your ship. So be it. I'll move you there and arrange you in your natural habitat. And every day for a while I'll come by and check on the display, your poses, the instruments, and other details, and I'll touch them up if need be with a feather duster so that the scene is absolutely perfect before I retire to this house and turn myself off until the next ship arrives. I trust it will be a dream come true for you. It will, won't it?
For the love of God, Wickwire. For the love of God.
You'll excuse me now, but I must make ready. Oh, and gentlemen, I do most sincerely wish that you rest in peace.
Captain. Goodbye, Captain.
Easy, Carl. Easy, Carl. Don't fight it. It'll only work fast.
Bill, I'm scared.
Try not to be beat. I'll be with you. Be back on the ship soon. For all eternity. See you over there.
Captain Weber, his navigator Kirby, and Meyer, the geologist, on their last voyage. And now, at their journey's end. All agreed what they wanted most was to be aboard their ship, ready to head home. Now they will have that wish forever. Unfortunately, it's a wish that can only come true in the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone continues in just a moment.
You are about to enter another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land of imagination. Next stop, the Twilight Zone. Hi, this is Stacy Keach. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our Twilight Zone website at twilightzoneradio.com. At twilightzoneradio.com, you'll find the latest information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas, including behind-the-scenes photographs, plus the newest product releases, trivia contests, ways to contact us, other Twilight Zone-related info and merchandise, plus links to other fascinating websites. So make your next stop twilightzoneradio.com.
Visit twilightzoneradio.com to purchase these Twilight Zone radio dramas on cassette and CD, or call toll-free 1-866-989-ZONE. That's 1-866-989-9663.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Captain,
What?
look in the viewer.
Switch lenses.
Yes, sir. It was at 255-417.
I don't see anything.
Maybe not now, but something glittered down there.
We went over a lake, you know.
I know, it wasn't that.
Well, we'll take a closer look, but it's probably the lake. Wasting our time again.
we turning for?
I saw something.
What?
Something metallic, Carter.
Yeah? He thinks so.
We're almost there, then we'll know. Will you look at that? Trees, rivers, a regular incubation lab on this planet.
I know what you're thinking. Don't.
It's gotta happen sometime.
Yeah? Who says?
Only the astrophysicist, the biologist, and...
Mason, you've got aliens on the brain. You're contact happy.
Maybe we've been out too long.
Do you really think man is the only intelligent...
All right. So we're going to meet another race. Great.
It would be great. It's going to happen sooner or later. Why not to us?
Man, that would be something. Another...
Here it is, in the viewer. Looks like it might be a ship.
Don't count on it.
Well, let me see that.
We're passing over. Aren't we going to...
Will you please...
We should at least stop and take some specimens.
Mason's right, Captain. But it's your call.
In your flight chairs, we'll set down.
Captain Ross, Lieutenant Mason, Lieutenant Carter, aboard spaceship X-89, cruising above the 13th planet of Star System 51. In a little while, supposedly, the ship will be landed and specimens taken. Vegetable, mineral, and, if any, animal. These will be brought back to overpopulated Earth, where technicians will evaluate them. And if everything is satisfactory, stamp their findings with the word inhabitable and open yet another planet for colonization. These are the things that are supposed to happen. In actuality, they will not happen at all, but will instead be superseded by events far more unusual, because the 13th planet of Star System 51 just happens to be located in the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, Death Ship, starring John Schneider with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
You heard the man. Strap in. We're going down.
What's the matter with the captain?
Beats me. I can hardly talk to him anymore.
He has been acting pretty strangely.
You said it.
As if he's fighting something.
Yeah, us.
You really think it's a ship?
If it is, I don't see how it could be from Earth. We've got this run all to ourselves.
They might have gotten off course.
Not this far.
Setting down.
Right, Captain.
Retros.
Look out the porthole. Mother of God. It's a ship, all right. Or was. Now it's a bunch of metal, twisted and...
Easy. Don't open the hatch till we check the atmosphere.
I'll take a reading.
Put your suits on.
We won't need helmets. Air's good. Let's go, Mike.
Can't get out there fast enough, can you?
What does that mean?
It means I don't like impulsive behavior.
Impulsive? Have I made any mistakes?
You're on the verge.
Well, then you let me know when I cross the line, won't you?
Oh, I will. Don't you worry. We stay together, nobody takes any risks. That's an order.
I understand, Captain.
Carter?
Yeah?
All right, then. Let's go.
Looks like one of our ships.
Don't jump to conclusions.
Well, doesn't it? From what I can see of the markings, it does.
Construction could be standard everywhere.
Sounds like you're arguing both sides. You don't mean it could be from another species, do you?
I don't mean anything yet.
It is one of ours. How could it get so far off course? Go aboard, Captain?
I don't like it.
We have to find out who they are, don't we? How will we know if we don't...
All right, but stay together.
Let's put our gloves on.
Sure thing.
Pretty familiar, isn't it? Even all bent up like this.
It's from Earth, no doubt about it.
We don't know that.
But Captain, look at the shape, the styling.
We don't know it, Carter.
That's just jammed.
Maybe the cabin's still pressurized.
Not likely. Door frame's probably twisted. We'll try it together.
If it doesn't open, forget about it.
Forget about it?
There isn't time. We have a schedule to keep.
It's moving. Let's go.
Well, this must be the main cabin. Looks like our ship.
Use your flashlights.
Over here.
What?
It's a body.
Turn him over.
Don't.
Give me a hand. Dear God. Wait a minute. Do you see what I think I see?
There's another one against the wall. Help me lift him.
Don't, I said.
What is going on here? That one has a face like...
Nothing's going on.
And the third one, he...
Carter, try the auxiliary lights.
But Captain, is it just me, or are we standing here looking at three bodies with three faces that look exactly like our faces?
Auxiliary lights.
I don't understand.
It's not what it seems.
Not what it's...
Just hang on. Here come the lights.
All right, then. First things first. Here's an ID wallet in this one's breast pocket. And here's his government card, picture and all. It says, Lieutenant Robert Mason. See it? That's my name, isn't it? That's my face, just like the one in my pocket right here. Well, isn't it?
Put it back.
Everybody see it? The same as mine, identical.
Put it back.
I don't get it. The same with the second one. What is this?
You're letting it get to you.
Get to me? This is my picture. Me.
Hang on, lay them out and get something to cover them with, both of you.
Captain, look at the third one and tell me it's not...
I see it. Cover them now.
No, I'm not touching them again.
Carter.
Nobody else touched them. I don't know about you fellas, but I need an explanation for this.
We're leaving this wreck now. I said now. Everybody out.
That's us in there. We're dead.
Our ship is where we left it, just as we left it. Look ahead of you, 50 yards. What do you see? That's our ship over there, the same place we left it a few minutes ago. Not this one. And those bodies aren't ours.
But they are.
No.
You saw them.
I don't know what I saw, and neither do you.
You agree with him, Mason?
What?
We're going back to our ship and radio the base. They'll tell us what to do.
Will they?
Shouldn't we...
What?
Bury our... dead?
They're not ours. Get that through your head. Now let's go. You too, Mason.
Right.
Move. We're alive, I tell you. Alive.
Nothing.
Try again.
I've been trying it for...
Again.
Captain, there's no point if it won't...
What is this? It was working before.
Maybe it's this planet.
What are you talking about?
Maybe there's an interfering field of...
That's ridiculous. Try the radionic signal.
Captain, it's not going to. It's...
Will you do as I say?
Yes, sir.
Again. Again.
If it doesn't work the first time...
They didn't hear us.
The return signal is automatic. Do I have to tell you that?
All right, let's go over this again. There's an answer here somewhere. Those bodies in the other ship aren't ours. That much we're sure of. Well, use your heads. These are our bodies. These, right here. Agreed?
I don't know anymore.
Neither do I.
Listen. You both remember what they told us in training? About the theory of circumnavigating time. They said it might be possible for us to leave Earth in 1 year, and when we got back, even though we thought it was the same year, it might be the year before. Or the year after. Remember that?
It was only a theory, Captain.
It's more than a theory. It's what happened to us. We went through some kind of a time warp right into the future.
And that ship over there is in the future. Is that what you're saying?
Only the probable future.
And what does that mean?
It means that we're not dead.
It also means that we're going to be dead.
Not if we don't take off. If we don't go up, we can't crash.
But our orders...
They don't say to kill ourselves. We're alive now, and the only way to be certain we stay alive is not to go up. Then we can't possibly crash. We avoid it, prevent it. I've made up my mind. We stay.
It's easy enough for you to decide.
Meaning?
You have no one waiting for you back on Earth.
So I have no reason to go back, and I'll be just as happy here as I would be on Earth? Is that it?
I think we should vote on it.
Oh, you do?
You're not the only one, Captain.
I'm the only one who gives the orders.
Even when our lives are concerned, huh?
Especially where your lives are concerned. We stay.
For how long?
I'm not setting any time limit, Carter.
A month? 2 months?
I'm not setting any limit.
We have enough food left for 3 weeks, Captain.
I've no doubt there's edible food outside. You saw the landscape, trees, vegetation.
How will we know what's edible and what isn't? We haven't got the equipment to test it.
We'll watch the animals.
I saw no animals, Captain. Did you?
There will be.
Well, if there are, there'll be a different form of life. What they eat might be deadly poisonous to us.
We'll worry about that when the time comes. Right now, there's only one thing to worry about: preserving our lives. It may not even be necessary to stay here permanently. We may figure something out, but for now, the decision is to stay.
Not our decision, Captain.
Have you a better solution, then?
Working at minimum capacity, the ship's electrical reserve can hold out for months.
It won't be working at minimum capacity.
Why?
We're going to need heat. Lots of it.
But
it's only twilight, and already the temperature outside is minus 13 degrees.
Would you rather lift off? Take the risk of duplicating that ship over there?
How can we duplicate it, Captain? How can there be 2 crash ships? 2 of me dead, 2 of Mason, two of you.
We'll go over it again until we find an answer. Because we have to.
I think I'll lie down.
Me too.
Been quite a day. And it's getting dark out fast. Very, very dark.
Oh, where am I?
Mike? That's you, boy?
Mr. Kramer? How did I...
When did you get home?
Home?
On leave, are you?
You're
You're looking fit. I expect Mary's mighty pleased to have you back.
Wait, did you say Mary?
She don't know?
I have to go.
Oh, wait up. I'll walk you.
I don't understand.
How long you been home?
I just got here.
Oh, you rocket boys sure travel informal these days. Mary know you're coming?
I don't think so.
Gonna surprise her, huh?
Yes. Surprise her.
How long you got?
I'm not sure.
You all right, Mike?
Hello, Mike.
Mrs. Nolan?
Home on furlough?
I don't know.
Old Mrs. Nolan still makes that long walk to town every day. She'll go on forever.
Forever.
Hey, maybe we can do some hunting while you're home, huh, Mike? Got my shotgun with me. Always carry it now in case I see something. Not that I ever hit anything, but... Hey, where you going? Oh, I get it. In a hurry, huh?
The house. Mary! There's a car still parked in front. Mary! Mary, I'm home. In the living room, the kitchen. Mary! Where are you? Mary! Mary! Are you upstairs? Oh, Mary! Why are you lying there on the bed like that? Is something... I'm here. Can't you hear me? What's this? Telegram. To Mrs. Michael Carter, we regret to inform...
Carter.
Regret to inform?
Carter.
What is this?
I'm talking to you.
What are you...
What's the matter?
Captain?
What's the matter with you?
I was home.
Where?
Home. My home.
You were here. You are here.
No, I swear it. I saw Mary. She was there with a telegram. It said that I'd been killed.
You're alive.
Those people I know, Kramer, Mrs. Nolan. I just remembered they're dead.
Stop it, Carter.
Kramer was killed in a hunting accident. Mrs. Nolan was...
It never happened. There's an explanation for this.
What explanation?
I don't know what, but we'll find it. We'll find it, Carter. We'll go over it again and again until we do. You, me, Mason. Where's Mason?
He was in his bunk.
Well, he's not there now, is he? I've been here the whole time. The hatch is still locked. Mason! Mason!
Where is he? Well, where'd he go?
You tell me. There's nothing but his blanket.
My blanket. My blanket. What's it doing on the grass? Fishing pole? Can't be.
Oh, there you are. I thought I'd never find you.
Jeannie.
I looked and looked. I found him.
Can't be.
Lunch is ready, Daddy. And mine's hungry. It's all your fault.
Jeannie, is it really you?
What's the matter, Daddy?
Come here. Oh, come here. Oh, Jeannie.
What is it, Daddy?
Oh, it is you.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, nothing. I'm just glad to see you, that's all.
Oh.
That wasn't your mother you were just calling just now, was it?
You're acting weird.
Jeannie, was it?
Yes, Daddy. You know that.
Where is she?
Over by the table.
Where? Where?
Bob? Oh, you scared me, honey. Bursting out of the bushes like that. I was just setting out the fried chicken.
Oh, God, Ruth. Oh, God.
Bob, what is it? Sweetheart, what's wrong?
Nothing now.
Are you sure?
Yes, oh, yes.
All this for lunch?
Yes.
My goodness, so emotional over a little potato salad and chicken. Where's Jeannie?
Back there, by the pond.
Were you asleep? Are you still asleep?
This is a dream. I hope I never wake up. I just hope I go on dreaming and...
Mason.
Bob?
Ruth?
Bob, who's...
Let's go, Mason.
Why is he here?
Stand behind me.
But...
Just do it. Get out of here, Ross.
I said, let's go.
Get away from us.
You're coming back with me.
Back?
Where you belong, on the ship.
No, Bob.
You're having a hallucination, Lieutenant.
No, it's real.
It isn't, and you're leaving with me.
No! Oh, you think you can take me?
Stop it!
Take me back! You're coming back!
I'm staying here.
You can't! I won't let you!
No!
Yes! Back! Back! Back!
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
Take it easy.
Ruth! Ruth!
There was no Ruth, no Jeannie.
You lie.
Let go of me.
Oh!
Look in your billfold. Look. What does the clipping say? Read it.
Leave me alone.
I'll read it for you. Space pilot's family dies in car crash. The wife and 7-year-old daughter of astronaut Robert Mason died early this morning when the car they were in...
It's not true.
Now do you still insist you were with them? You alive? They dead?
I was with them. I was, and you took me away.
It's not true, Mason.
You took me away from my wife, my home,
You were here all the time. You and Carter.
He was gone.
No. We just couldn't see him, that's all.
What are you talking about?
I know what it is now. That's what I'm talking about.
Give me that clipping.
I was wrong. It had nothing to do with circumnavigating time. Nothing at all. Mason, remember what you thought when you saw that ship over there? Alien contact. That's what you thought. And that's exactly what's happened to us.
But, Captain, there are no such things as...
Listen to me. Neither of you was where you thought you were, at home. That ship over there isn't ours, and those bodies aren't ours. We've been tricked.
By who?
Well, by whoever it is that lives on this planet and doesn't want anyone else to live here.
Now who's crazy?
Don't you understand? We haven't seen them, but there are aliens here. But aliens who aren't strong enough to chase us away by force or kill us. So what can they do? How can they keep their planet from being colonized? By mind control, that's how. By picking at our brains and finding the death fear and making use of it by showing us our ship crashed and us dead inside of it, scaring us so much that we didn't dare take off again and therefore haven't been able to make our report about this planet. They even know that we can't radio or report to Earth because there's too much interference.
You didn't believe there was interference before.
I believe it now. Everything that's happened to us since we landed on this planet has been a delusion.
No, it happened. I was home.
It was a delusion.
Even Mason's disappearance?
Well, why not? If they can make us believe we saw a crashed ship, saw our own bodies inside that ship, they can make us believe anything.
That ship over there, that pile of twisted metal, it's not real. Is that your theory?
You may see it, even think you touch it. That doesn't prove it exists.
What's going to prove it doesn't exist, Captain? What's going to prove that everything you've said is true?
I'll tell you what's going to prove it, Lieutenant Mason. Us. Going up, taking off, and going all the way back to Earth. Proving that there's nothing holding us back but fear and delusions. Now take your positions and let me at the controls.
Wait a minute.
In your seats, shoulder straps.
What if you're wrong?
I'm right.
You thought you were right before. You were ready to keep us here indefinitely. You were so sure.
Then, in a few minutes, we really will be dead. Flight seats, now.
No.
What do you think you're...
I'm with Mason on this.
Get your hands off those switches. That's an order.
Are you so arrogant that you'll take a chance on killing us just to prove your point?
I'm still the captain of this ship, and you'll do what I say.
You're not the captain of our lives.
Put your sidearm away.
You're not taking us up.
You want to stay here then? Starve, freeze, never see Earth again?
Put it away, Mike. That's no answer.
Then what is?
I suppose he's right.
You agree with him now?
He's got a point. It's a big one. We can't just stay here. We do that and we know what'll happen. That's a given. It's a matter of food and the power supply and the temperature at night. We don't have a choice.
I guess we don't.
There's only one place left to go, and that's up. God have mercy on our souls.
Pressure.
Rising.
Drive reactor.
Check.
Coordinates.
Check.
Gyro stabilizer.
Active.
Vertical thrust.
Energized.
Then prepare for liftoff.
Check.
$200, $300, $500. Here we go.
1,000, 1,250, 1,500, Captain.
Look at that.
2,250, 2,750,
3,000, 4, 5, 6,000.
We're out.
Release shoulder straps. We did it, boys. Check the viewer.
Checking.
Well, see anything down there now?
You were right. If I ever see anything glitter in that viewer again, I'll keep my mouth shut.
I was right.
Captain?
What are you doing now?
Taking her down. We're landing.
What?
Say that again.
Now that we know what it is, there's no reason we shouldn't go back, is there?
No reason?
Are you out of your mind? Captain, for God's sake!
Think. The other ship, the bodies that looked like ours, all an illusion. That's what we were afraid of, but none of it was real.
Maybe. That's still a hypothetical.
Yeah, we have to get out of here while we have the chance. Now stand aside.
Get your hands off the controls. We have orders, Carter. Pick up specimens for analysis. We are going to pick them up.
No, we're not. You're not going to. Now you've done it. Now you've done it.
Let me at the main controls.
You were right the first time. That was us down there. We're gonna crash. Now.
No.
We're going to die.
We're not going to die. I'm not going to let us die. Auxiliary thrusters.
It's no use.
The stabilizer. The stabilizer.
Heck. I don't understand.
Shut up. You're a coward, Carter. You don't even have the guts to fight for your own life.
We're still going to land?
You bet we're going to land. And when we do, you're going to see that the other ship is gone. Vanished. Because it was never there in the first place. Retros. Slow airspeed.
I've got it.
Now get in your places.
We're not going to crash. He's been right all along, hasn't he?
I don't know.
Prepare for touchdown. Now, take a look out the port.
It's too dark to see anything.
Use the spotlight.
Looking.
Well?
Landscape looks the same.
Clear?
Clear, but how do we know we're facing in the right direction?
Give me that. Go on, take a good look. Hills, trees, and...
What is it? Let me see. Oh, no. No.
Gone, Captain? Vanished? Is that what you said?
All right. It's still there.
I'll say it is. The same wreck.
That doesn't mean...
I'll tell you what it means. It means you're wrong. Dead wrong.
Hang on, there's an explanation for this.
And that would be?
I don't know yet, but...
You'll never know. And neither will we. Now we'll have to go up again, and this time we'll really crash and be killed and end up looking just like those four...
No.
What did you say?
We're not going to crash.
How do you know?
We're not going to crash because we already have crashed.
Explain that.
Stop fighting it, Captain. You're all out of explanations.
What are you...
There's only one explanation left, and you know what it is.
Mason?
I know nothing of the kind.
Yes, you do. Carter was home, and that telegram was really there. I was with my wife and daughter, because I'm like them now.
No.
Accept it, Captain.
Accept what?
Stop trying to prove that we're alive.
We are alive. I don't know what it is that's happening here, but there's an answer somewhere. Somewhere.
I've given you the answer.
I don't accept it. We're going over this again. We're going to find the real answer.
Maybe you should listen to him.
Can't you see that's what we've been doing? Going over it again and again?
Then we'll just have to keep going on until... What happened to the lights? Mason,
Let us die, Captain.
I can barely see you. It's like... I can see through you.
Let go of us.
Let us die.
No. We're alive. Alive. We're going over it one more time from the beginning. You hear me? One more time.
Captain.
What?
Look in the viewer.
Switch lenses.
Yes, sir. It was at 255-417.
I don't see anything.
Maybe not now, but something glittered down there.
We went over a lake, you know.
I know, it wasn't that.
Well, we'll take a closer look, but it's probably the lake. Wasting our time again.
What are we turning for?
I saw something.
What?
Something metallic, Carter.
Yeah?
He thinks so.
We're almost there, then we'll know. You look at that. Trees, rivers, a regular incubation lab on this planet.
I know what you're thinking. Don't.
It's gotta happen sometime.
Yeah? Who says?
Only the astrophysicist, the biologist, and...
Mason, you've got aliens on the brain. You're contact happy.
Maybe we've been out too long.
Do you really think man is the only intelligent...
All right. So we're going to meet another race. Great.
It would be great. It's going to happen sooner or later. Why not to us?
Man, that would be something. Another...
There it is. The viewer. Looks like it might be a ship.
Don't count on it.
Well, let me see that.
We're passing over. Aren't we going to...
Will you please...
We should at least stop and take some specimens.
Mason's right, Captain. But it's your call.
In your flight chairs. We'll set down.
Captain Ross, Lieutenant Mason, Lieutenant Carter, aboard spaceship X-89, cruising above the 13th planet of Star System 51. In a little while, supposedly, the ship will be land. Picture of a man who will not see anything he does not choose to see, including his own death. A man of such indomitable will that even the two men under his command are not allowed by him to see the truth. Which truth is that they are no longer among the living, that the movements they are now about to make, the words they are now about to speak, have all been made and spoken countless times before, and will be made and spoken countless times again, perhaps even unto eternity. Picture of a latter-day Flying Dutchman sailing into the Twilight Zone.
Death Ship, starring John Schneider with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by Richard Matheson. Heard in the cast were Jeff Lupetin, Tom McElroy, Frenette Lebo, Amanda Amari, Doug James, and Ellie Weingart. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to obtain audio cassettes and CDs of these programs, visit our website at twilightzoneradio.com. The producers of The Twilight Zone wish to thank CBS Enterprises, Carol Serling, Dennis Etchison, Dick Brescia Associates, Claire Simon Casting, Terry Jennings, XM Satellite Radio, Sirius Satellite Radio, our sponsors, and our radio affiliates for helping make this series possible. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari for Falcon Picture Group. Audio editing, sound design, Foley effects, and mix for the Twilight Zone radio dramas are by Cerny American creatives Craig Lee, Michael Slaybach, Bob Benson, and Jason Rizzo. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to contact us, visit our official website at twilightzoneradio.com. Doug James speaking.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.